Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. I am the Twisted Jedi, and today we are going to be talking about the newly announced Star Wars TV series called Star Wars Resistance. Now before I get started, I want to give a huge shout out to XXSammyBoy1 on Twitter for creating that awesome new intro for my videos that you guys just saw. He absolutely crushed it, and he's a fellow Aussie as well, so big thanks to him, and be sure to check him out on Twitter as well as YouTube. Anyways, jumping into the latest news, Disney has finally announced the name, as well as some details about their new upcoming animated series called Star Wars Resistance. Now we know that not too long ago, Disney trademarked the name Star Wars Resistance, and nobody really knew what it is back then, but I think most of us assumed it was an animated series, and for most of us, we were right. Thinking about it logically, it does make sense, as we had the Clone Wars from the prequel era, we had Star Wars Rebels leading into the original trilogy, and now we have an animated series heading into the sequel trilogy. Along with the announcement of this new animated series came an article as well as some title artwork which features BB-8 and what looks like and is most likely an X-Wing. The article reads, "This fall, welcome the Resistance. StarWars.com is thrilled to announce that production has begun on Star Wars Resistance, an exciting new animated adventure series about Kazuda Xiono, a young pilot recruited by the Resistance and tasked with a top secret mission to spy on the growing threat of the First Order. It will premiere this fall on Disney Channel in the US and thereafter on Disney XD around the world. Featuring the high-flying adventure that audiences of all ages have come to expect from Star Wars Resistance, set in the time prior to The Force Awakens, will feature the beloved droid BB-8 alongside ace pilots, colorful new characters, and appearances by fan favorites, including Poe Dameron and Captain Phasma, who will be voiced by actors Oscar Isaac and Gwendolyn Christie. So guys, just a few thoughts from me before I continue the article. It seems like we are going to have a young character who is a pilot for the Resistance, basically spying on the First Order prior to episode 7. This character has kind of an Ezra vibe to him from what I can see, and it's really cool to see pilots getting the protagonist role, and from what it sounds like, a lot of aerial action in the series. Now I know Luke and Anakin were both great pilots too, but their story was more based on the ground. This character's story sounds like it's going to surround him and his starfighter. On top of this, to hear that Poe and BB-8 will be making appearances, as well as more from Captain Phasma, really is a nice touch as well. Getting back to the article though, it went on to say that the series has been created by animation veteran Dave Filoni, who most of us know for his work on the Clone Wars and Rebels animated series as well. Dave Filoni is an absolute genius, and with him in charge, I have really high hopes for this show. Continuing with the article, Dave Filoni stated that the idea for Star Wars Resistance came out of my interest in World War II aircraft and fighter pilots. My grandfather was a pilot and my uncle flew and restored planes, so that's been a big influence on me. There's a long story of high-speed racing in Star Wars, and I think we've captured that sense of excitement in an anime-inspired style, which is something the entire team has been wanting to do for a long time. So guys, for those of you that don't know, Dave Filoni has also worked on Avatar: The Last Airbender, which had that anime-type art style that was just mentioned in the article. So I can see a similar type of style being used for Star Wars Resistance, which I think could be really different, but still extremely cool. I loved Avatar personally, so if they do this right with Star Wars Resistance, then I feel like I'm definitely going to love this series. On top of this, we have the likes of Captain Phasma and Poe Dameron, as well as BB-8 making appearances, so they're definitely doing everything they can to bridge the gap between episode 6 and episode 7, at least for the Resistance. I'm really interested to see if we have any kind of mention of Kylo Ren, or possibly General Hux, or even Supreme Leader Snoke when this new character Kazuda is spying on the First Order. I'm also curious to see if any other members of the Resistance will be in the show, like possibly Leia or Admiral Akbar. I definitely think this animated series has a lot of potential to be good, and with the popularity of Clone Wars and Rebels across all ages, and Dave Filoni in charge once again, this has every chance of being an amazing show. Now, if you didn't catch it before, this will be releasing on Disney Channel in fall of this year, which really isn't that far away, and it'll also be available on Disney XD after that. So what do you guys think about this new anime style Star Wars series? Let me know down in the comments if you're excited about it. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I am going to get out of here now. I will see you in the next one, and may the Force be with you always.